Went to Edinburgh, difficult place to go, because despite having 700 years to get over it, the locals still want to kill us. I mean, let it go. It was a bit of a misunderstanding. We gave you a cheeky slap, and since then you've given us Susan Boyle, Deacon Blue, and the bloke who pretended to be a cat on Big Brother, which I think makes us about even. Head to King's Cross on my own, because Tim's been a bit busy at work since 1,000 little fuckers on bikes started nicking toasters and burning shops down. Made do without the Marks & Spencer's lager, because they've got rid of Marks & Spencer's and replaced it with a massive bloody tunnel which goes on forever and ever, which only has directions for children and idiots. Get on a packed train and take the only seat left, even though they're reserved for disabled people. Eat a fruit salad, stare out the window, and read about Harry's latest bout of mind games with a player who from now on will only be known as Judas Rat-Faced Scarecrow Boy. Realise that train journeys are pretty boring when Tim isn't there to play sleeve face or to make things out of bits of rubbish. Get bored and briefly consider finding out who's playing Chaz and Dave a couple of carriages away, but decide not to because I don't want a disabled person to nick my seat. Eventually we're in Scotland. Head to the centre of town, which is packed because the festival's on. Edinburgh's full of tourists, street performers, and people trying to get me to go to see comedy shows that I don't want to see, in which any case can't be any funnier than the name of this street. Starving, so try and find a chip shop that will sell me a deep fried Mars bar. Can't find one and decide it must be a myth. Me and my mate James, who's a comedian and who wants me to hand out flyers for his gig. I agree, but just go around the corner and chuck all 8 flyers in the bin. Kill some time watching James tell stories about the time he accidentally slapped his mum with his dick. He's actually really funny, but still not as funny as this sign. Head towards the ground and wonder what possessed the man who nicknamed Heart of Midlothian the Jam Tarts, which is basically like calling your team the Cupcakes or the Custard Slices or something. There's just enough time for a cheeky bet and a pie. Because I've nearly reached the life expectancy for the average Scottish male, I opt for the healthy choice, even though no one can tell me what the vegetarian option is, which is not surprising because it turns out it's an all-butter pastry filled with nothing but air. I'm about to complain, but then I discover a secret compartment with a single pea and I'm so hungry I eat it. Get into the stand and find the Hearts fans in good voice. They start taunting us with a few bars of "you're only here because you're homeless," even though they're crammed into a stand that looks like someone's taken one of those old Subbuteo stadiums and said, "Yeah, build that." The game kicks off and we knock it around expecting them to go straight for our bollocks, but when the kicking never comes we just skip through them until Rafa slots it in. I'm still trying to figure out who the Hearts legend on the banner is when we break through again and Defoe thumps in number 2. There's not even a quarter of an hour gone and we've no idea whether we're brilliant or they're crap. Livermore caps off another 300 pass move and it's 3-0 before half time. The Hearts fans begin to leave the stadium, which is weird because they can still get back into this. Well, no, actually they can't. The whistle goes for half time and we're already thinking about the next round and planning trips to Eastern European cities with no vowels. The second half starts and Hearts have clearly been necking Ironborough at half time because they're all over us. They miss a shed load of chances, then Tom comes on a sub, plays in Bale and it's 4-0. Hearts finally start kicking us, but it's too little too late, and Defoe crosses for Lennon for number 5. The few Hearts fans left start singing we're going to win 6-5, but they're not. They're just not. We leave the ground convinced we're going to win a tournament we didn't even give a shit about 5 minutes ago. The police divert us all around Edinburgh to stop us meeting the Hearts fans, but they're too depressed to beat us up. I meet James uptown and celebrate our win with booze, shouting, more booze, strangers passing out by my feet, unconvincing transvestites, weird graffiti, scary-eyed beatboxers, karaoke, more beer, and finally a deep-fried Mars bar, which it turns out is the best thing ever and I for one am never eating salad again. And if the Scots are right about deep-fried Mars bars, then they're probably right about everything else. They've got one of the greatest cities in the world, they know how to have a good time, and they know what it's like to have a neighbour who constantly goes on about how great it is, even though it never actually wins anything. It's just a shame they're shit at football. Still, it's all swings and roundabouts, isn't it?